Hello there, my name is Malika and I love to talk about movies. And today we're talking about a movie that it seems like nobody even knew about. I had never heard of it and it came out in 2019 and it was really surprising that it got no press at all because it was actually done really well. The acting was really good, the setting was really good. You can tell that the characters really tried hard to get their accents right and to get these characters right. One of the stars was Jeffrey Donovan, and he was from the Fargo show. I think it was like season 3 or 4, and I had no idea that he had a different accent. He is so good in this movie. So I'll start from the beginning. It starts out with two people in horse masks, and they are definitely overzealous, super naive, young robbers. And they are just ready to take on the world, but they're so naive and so full of energy that they just don't realize how much danger they put themselves in. So right after they leave the store that they just robbed in a very silly way, their car breaks down and they're in front of this really big, beautiful house. They go up to the house because they don't want to stay in the car and they don't want to get caught after doing a robbery. So they decide to just go into the house. They have no idea if these people are coming back or not, but they go in anyways. And what they find there is a very weird setting. The house is kind of set up 1950s style, very old school housewife looking. And then there's a surprise in the basement. They find a little girl chained to the radiator or a pole or something. And they decide that they have to get her out of there. Of course, when they're going upstairs to look for the keys, the homeowners come home. Now I do need to say before I get further into this that it is a horror comedy. Very light on the horror side, very mild on the comedy side. It's more of kind of silly, and you know that's my style. So the couple that walks in, it's kind of a middle-aged couple, but she's holding what looks to be an infant, and they're very 1950s. He's got this 1950s accent, and it's so entertaining to watch these two. They're very odd. So this young couple is telling them, we're gonna take the kid, blah, 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 and he wants to sell them on simply taking their car and leaving without saying anything so that he doesn't call the cops and tell them that they were robbing the place. Well, they don't go for that, and they decide, nope, we're taking the girl with us. You can't do anything about it. They have a gun, so they're like, take us down to the basement and give us this little girl. They unchain the little girl, and she bites them. So the couple that owns the house is able to take them over. The young robber female gets locked in the basement with the little girl, and her significant other gets chained up to a bed. And this is where the very weird stuff starts to happen. The 50s mom lady does this very awkward kind of striptease sort of thing, but it's kind of more of a boudoir. She's wearing this big corset and a big wig, and she's obviously trying to turn him on. And at first, he's acting like, oh, what is going on here? But then he realizes very quickly he has to be nice to her. So he's going on about how pretty she is and wanting to hear all about their love story. And what he finds out is that this couple has been together for a very long time and they've always tried to have children, but it just never happened. And I think they were a little bit kooky to begin with, but this journey of not being able to have kids made them both even crazier. So at one point, he is able to escape from the bindings and from this lady that's trying to seduce him. But he gets shot in the leg by the husband and gets chained up in the basement with his girlfriend. They use her tongue ring to get out of the handcuffs. And the girlfriend goes upstairs and finds out that the baby that the lady was holding is just a doll. So there is a very clear mental illness going on around not being able to have a child and these people being stuck in this 1950s role. Well, of course, this young couple ends up back in this 1950s couple clutches. They are duct taped to the dining chair, and the mother is cooking a huge meal. And the guy says, oh, cooking just calms her nerves. Well, it turns out she had put something from their bag into their meal to kind of make it look like they had overdosed on their own stuff that they had brought with them. But the movie quickly turns. The girl is down in the basement because a cop has showed up and they want to look for these missing robbers, and she gets into her own bag of goodies and is able to take something that wakes her up, does the same thing to her boyfriend, and the end of the movie ensues. Now the movie kind of seems very basic based on my description of it, but like I said, it's very clear that the actors put in a lot of effort into making not only the accents, but these characters come to life. And I am very surprised that the movie didn't do well. It was shot beautifully. It's obvious that the editor was good at what he did, the director was good at what he did. I really enjoyed this movie. You may or may not like this movie, but I do hope you enjoy these movie chats. I'll see you next Monday. Bye.